What should you do with your retirement money, like a 401k, a 403b, or similar plan once you leave your job? A lot of people I talk to mistakenly think this is an easy choice, but that's rarely the case. Depending on your particular situation, you may have up to six, yes, six, different options to choose from. So today I'd like to talk to you about each one of those options so you can have a better understanding of your potential options and can make the best decision for you and your family. I'll also try to shed some light on some common mistakes so that hopefully you can avoid them. Good morning. My name is Kim Anderson and I am with Rooted Planning Group. Rooted Planning Group is a fee-only financial planning firm. Fee-only means that we don't earn our compensation through commissions of any kind. We don't sell life insurance, we don't sell annuities, we don't sell stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, etc. You can learn more about what being a fee-only advisor means by going to feeonlynetwork.com and scrolling to the bottom of the first page. So now that you know a little bit more about me and my company, let's talk about the 6 rollover options. Here are the 6 options. You can leave your employer plan assets in your existing company retirement plan. You can roll over your plan assets to a new company retirement plan. You can roll over your plan assets to an IRA. You can take a lump sum distribution of your plan balance. You can convert your plan assets to a Roth IRA. And you can make an in-plan Roth conversion of your plan assets. In some cases, you may be able to combine some of these options on the list. For example, you might decide to convert some of your plan funds to a Roth IRA and roll the rest over to a traditional IRA. The first option, and the most straightforward of the possibilities, is to leave your retirement funds in your current plan. If you choose to do nothing, you're essentially choosing this option. Some of the most common reasons people choose to leave their assets in their existing plan is to be able to utilize plan-only 10% penalty exceptions, the potential for lower fees, and the possibility of stronger creditor protection than might be available elsewhere. Of course, these benefits come with some trade-offs, such as limited selection of investment options compared to alternatives. If you go to work for a new employer or have another old plan that you like, you may be able to roll your current plan funds to another plan. Plans don't have to allow you to roll over money from other plans. So if this is something that appeals to you, you should check with your new plan to see what the rules are. The reasons to consider rolling your money to a new employer plan are similar to the reasons you might consider leaving money in your old plan. Just remember that when it comes to plans, the tax code is often far more liberal than a plan's own rules. So a lot, as mentioned before, varies from plan to plan. The third option you have when you leave your plan, and one option that must be available to you, is to roll over to an IRA. This is a preferred option for many when they leave their employer for a variety of reasons. If you want, you can roll your funds over to an existing IRA. Alternatively, if you don't already have an IRA, or if you just like to move the funds to a new account, you can open a new IRA and roll your plan funds there. Common reasons people choose to roll over funds to an IRA are broader investment options, simplification, and the opportunity to receive more personalized service. These benefits may come at the expense of other things, though, such as diminished creditor protection, the loss of certain exceptions to the 10% penalty, and the possibility of higher fees. Of course, in some cases, an IRA rollover can also help you lower your costs. Each situation is different and requires its own analysis. The fourth option, taking a lump sum distribution, is often referred to as cashing out of your plan. In general, this is not a great idea because you'll have to add the money you take out of the plan to your income for the year. You also lose a tax deferral on those funds. Remember, while your plan is growing inside of a retirement account, you don't pay taxes on any interest, dividends, or capital gains. Now, I said it's generally not a good idea to cash out your plan, but that's not always the case. In fact, if you're lucky enough to have the right set of circumstances, cashing out your company plan might make a lot of sense. That's because there are a number of tax breaks, like the tax break for net unrealized appreciation, that can offer big tax savings. You should always check and see if you're eligible for one of these tax breaks before making any decisions. And now onto our fifth rollover option, a Roth IRA conversion. While this is certainly not going to be the best option for everyone, it is an option everyone has, and it's one that everyone should consider. In a Roth IRA conversion, funds go from your plan to a Roth IRA. Now, it's very important to understand that this is a taxable event, meaning the amount you convert will be added to your tax return for the year. For example, let's say Jane has $100,000 in a traditional 401k and would like to convert it to a Roth IRA. We'll talk more about why she might want to do that in a moment. If Jane moves forward with a Roth IRA conversion and converts a $100,000 balance, she'll have to add $100,000 of income to her tax return for the year, which will be taxable at whatever rate Jane happens to be at. So you might ask why on earth anyone would pay tax like that before they have to. The answer is in the benefits provided by the Roth IRA. Those benefits include no required minimum distributions during your lifetime and the possibility of tax-free distributions in retirement. Our sixth and final option is an in-plan Roth conversion. This was first allowed beginning in 2010, so it's not uncommon to see plans that have not yet adopted this option. If your plan doesn't allow it, then you can't do it, even if it would otherwise make sense for you. An in-plan Roth conversion is similar to a Roth conversion in that you're generally taking pre-tax money and paying tax on it now in order to try and reap the tax-free rewards in retirement. The difference is that the conversion is made from the traditional side of your company plan to the Roth side of your company plan. If you decide to take an in-plan Roth conversion, you're really making two choices. You're deciding that a Roth conversion makes sense for you, and you're better off keeping your money in your plan than you are moving it to a Roth IRA. Like all other options, this one has its own unique set of drawbacks. Regardless of which of the options we've just discussed that you think is best for you, if you end up moving money out of your plan account and to another retirement account, you want to make sure that you complete the process correctly, as a mistake here can spoil a lifetime's worth of work. In general, there are two ways you can move retirement money from your plan to another retirement account. You can either move it indirectly in what's known as a 60-day rollover, or you can move it right from your plan to your new retirement account in what's known as a direct rollover. A direct rollover is generally the best way to move your money. Let me share with you a little bit about why that is so. In this indirect rollover, you receive a distribution of your plan funds payable to you, or they are sent to a non-retirement account. Then you have 60 days from the time you receive your distribution to get it back into another retirement account. Now, 60 days may seem like a long time, but can go by in the blink of an eye. Let's face it, life happens and people get distracted, sick, or simply forget. And if that happens and you miss the 60-day deadline, the distribution is taxable and, depending on your age, it may be subject to an additional 10% penalty. Even if you're on top of things and you complete your rollover within the 60-day window, there's another problem with most indirect rollovers. When Congress created the plan distribution rules, they wanted to make sure people didn't take their money and run. So they created a special rule that requires plans to withhold 20% of taxable distributions that are payable to you when those distributions are eligible for a rollover. In a direct rollover, your plan money is sent right from your plan to the new retirement account. There is no 60-day time limit to worry about, and there's no mandatory 20% withholding. There is also no once per year rollover rules to be concerned with. Bottom line, moving money directly minimizes the possibility that a costly error will occur. Sometimes plans won't offer to send money right to a new retirement account. In such cases, they are still required to allow you to make a direct rollover. Typically, this is done by providing you with a check made payable to your new custodian. For example, the check might read Company X, custodian, for the benefit of John Smith IRA. If the check is made payable to your new custodian like this, your distribution can still qualify as a direct rollover and get the same favorable tax treatment. There is no 60-day deadline and no mandatory withholding. That's true even if your plan sends you the check and you forward it to your new custodian. So if you have questions about your options, please reach out to one of our fee-only planners at Rooted Planning Group. We can be found on the web at www.rootedpg.com. Thank you for spending the last few minutes with me. And if you have any questions, look us up. Thank you.